The Paradox of Desire. Hello, I am Dr. K. Paul Stoller. There is a question that has been bothering me lately, not because I have the answer, but because I suspect it may help explain why marriage rates are collapsing, birth rates are falling, and more men than ever are quietly opting out of the dating market altogether. The question is this: what does it mean to be chosen? Not selected, not approved, not settled for, chosen, because those are not the same thing. When I was younger, my mother gave me a piece of advice. She said, make sure she loves you more than you love her. Years later, I heard essentially the same advice repeated by relationship coaches. The modern version sounds something like, never commit unless she has genuine, burning desire for you. At first glance, this sounds reasonable. After all, who doesn't want to be desired? Who doesn't want to feel wanted? Who doesn't want to know that someone chooses them? But the older I get, the more I realize there is a paradox hidden inside that advice. When I was a medical student, there was a nurse in the OB/GYN department. We were about the same age. She made it abundantly clear she was interested. Very clear. She told me how much money she had in the bank. She told me she owned her own place. She told me how well she cooked. She repeatedly invited me to dinner. She was, in modern terms, demonstrating burning desire. Yet I never took her up on it. The last time I saw her, she was standing alone in an elevator.
As the doors began to close, she asked, "Did I come on too strong?"
I shook my head no, but the truth was more complicated. What bothered me wasn't that she wanted me. What bothered me was that she seemed to have chosen me before I had chosen her. Something felt off, and I have thought about that moment for more than 40 years. Because here's the paradox. Men are told they should find a woman who genuinely desires them. Yet when that desire becomes too one-sided, something feels wrong. A relationship cannot survive on one person's longing. Eventually, the pursuer wonders, was I ever truly chosen? And the pursued wonders, would I have chosen this on my own? Both become trapped. One feels unwanted. The other feels obligated. Neither is satisfied. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room: body count, relationship history, past partners. The topic everyone wants to discuss and nobody wants to discuss honestly. The mainstream narrative says the past doesn't matter. The reality is more complicated. Of course, the past matters. Everything matters. Experience changes us. Heartbreak changes us. Betrayal changes us. Love changes us. The brain changes. The endocrine system changes. Attachment patterns change. To suggest otherwise is absurd. But there's another mistake people make. They assume history determines destiny. That is also false. Some people accumulate wisdom. Others accumulate scar tissue. The difference matters. I don't actually think most men are worried about body count. I think body count is often being used as a proxy for something deeper. The real fear sounds more like this: am I receiving her best, or am I receiving what remains after everyone else has already had their turn? Am I desired, or am I merely acceptable? Am I loved, or am I convenient? Am I the man she truly wanted? Or am I the man she finally settled for? That is the fear, not sex, not morality, not judgment, being settled for. As people age, another dynamic enters the equation. Reality, the biological clock. The recognition that life is finite. The realization that not every door remains open forever. And this is where things become difficult, because mature love can look very different from youthful infatuation. The butterflies may be gone. The obsession may be gone. The hormonal fireworks may be gone. The question becomes, what remains? Is it wisdom or resignation? Is it maturity or settling? Sometimes even the people involved cannot tell the difference. I believe the modern dating marketplace has created a problem few people discuss: the illusion of infinite choice, thousands of profiles, endless alternatives, unlimited possibilities. People no longer choose. They compare, they evaluate, they optimize, they shop. And eventually, many lose the ability to fully commit because they are always wondering, what if someone better is one swipe away? The result? More options, less satisfaction, more connections, less intimacy, more dating, less pair bonding. I think many men have trouble articulating what they truly want. They say they want beauty. They say they want loyalty. They say they want youth. They say they want low body count. But underneath all of that is something simpler. A man wants to know, I was chosen, not because I was safe, not because I was stable, not because I was the least risky option, not because time was running out, not because I checked the right boxes, because she saw me and chose me anyway. And this brings me to a realization I've had recently. Being desired is not the same as being seen. Being needed is not the same as being seen. Being admired is not the same as being seen. To be seen means someone recognizes your heart, your fears, your wounds, your strengths, your dreams, and remains present. Not because they need something from you, but because they genuinely recognize something in you. And perhaps that is what so many people are searching for. Not a relationship, not a transaction, not an arrangement, a witness, someone who can truly see them. Perhaps my mother's advice was incomplete. The goal is not to find someone who loves you more. The goal is not to find someone who desires you more. The goal is not even to find someone who chooses you. The goal is to find someone with whom choosing becomes mutual. Two people arriving independently at the same conclusion, not because of fear, not because of convenience, not because of economics, not because of loneliness, but because they genuinely recognize each other. In a world of endless options, perhaps that is the rarest thing of all, not attraction, not compatibility, recognition. And when two people truly recognize one another, choosing becomes easy. Everyone wants to be loved. Few people feel truly seen.